Here we are with the Zelda Tier List. Yeah, well, this year marks the 40th anniversary. I may be a little bit late to this, but better late than never. And while Zelda is a great franchise, well, not all games are created equal. And in fact, some Zelda games are not very good. And wait, why the hell is this shit here? Okay, well, we're immediately putting all the CDI games in the bad category. Okay, the only good thing I can really say about the Zelda games, well, at least the first two, is that the cutscenes are comedy gold. Yeah, I did enjoy stuff like, my boy, and all that. Yeah, look, if you really want to play Wands of Gamelon or Faces of Evil, just play the remaster. Someone actually remastered these games. It's almost like this person was trying to prove that the games were only bad because they were held back by the hardware of the Philips CDI. Well, he's not entirely wrong. Oh yeah, and this guy also made his own game, which is basically a spiritual successor. I think it's called Arzet the Jewel Faramore. Yeah, honestly, that just feels like a third entry to the game. Heck, some of the characters look similar too. Yeah, there's this one guy that looks like he could be like the brother of Link or something like that. And yeah, it also has the silly, cheesy cutscenes and everything. Well, yeah, I mean, the game just wouldn't be the same without it. I also like the fact that the game is called CDI. Yeah, clever. There's also a Game Boy D-make of Zelda's Adventure. I did not have fun playing that. The game is also unstable and it crashes constantly, which is part of the reason why I don't like it very much. Yeah, the game isn't as hilarious as the other two. Not to mention, the original Zelda's Adventure has abysmal loading times. Yeah, it takes forever for the next screen to load, and I could see that getting very annoying. Okay, but enough about the CDI games. Okay, so let's actually rate the real Zelda games now. Okay. Now, to be fair, if we didn't have the original Legend of Zelda, we probably wouldn't have a Zelda series. Here's the thing, though. Zelda 1, it's a product of its time, and honestly, I really don't think it holds up well. Yeah, and look, I'm not rating games based off their legacy. I'm rating how I actually think about it. And I don't really like this game. Okay, one of the problems is, well, there's only you can only move in 4 directions, which really sucks. Yeah, every other Zelda game you could at least move diagonally. Well, in the top-down Zelda games anyway, you can move diagonally, which is nice. I also noticed performance issues, especially when there's too many enemies on screen. And the puzzles, they're also really cryptic. Yeah, I mean, how are you supposed to know any of this stuff without, how are you supposed to know all this stuff without looking up a guidebook? I mean, seriously. Okay. Next game I don't like? The Adventures of Link. Yeah, I hate this game because, well, it's way too fucking hard. Yeah, this game is unforgiving and will kick your ass. Yeah, I actually did do a playthrough of this game on 3D Sen. I had to mod it just to make it easier for myself, and even then, I still died constantly because I kept getting knocked down the pit in this one dungeon. Ugh, this game really infuriates me. There's no way I could play this game legit. Yeah, and even though Zelda 2 is really hard, well, the final boss is really easy. Yeah, you can easily kill him with a cheese strat. What else? Okay, and as for next game, Phantom Hourglass. Yeah, I do not like the DS Touch controls. They just feel weird to play. And also, fuck the Temple of the Ocean King. Yeah, I really hate that place. You have to go through the same floors over and over again, and there's also a time limit in a stealth section. Yeah, so that's going to stress you out quite a bit. I really hate that. Oh, by the way, did anyone draw inappropriate stuff on the touch screen? I can't be the only one who did that, right? Now, fortunately, you can play this game modded. Yeah, someone actually modded D-pad controls into this game. Well, I mean, this does make the game a little bit more tolerable. Still not a very good Zelda game, though. I don't think so. Okay, next game. Where are we? Triforce Heroes. Yeah, this game sucks to play alone. Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna play this game, try to find people to play it with. Yeah, and the doppels don't even follow you. I mean, you know how annoying that is? Yeah, in all the other multiplayer Zelda games, the links follow you, but in this game they don't. Which is really dumb. It doesn't even feel like a proper Zelda quest either. Yeah, I think your mission is to get a princess out of her cursed outfit. Really? That does not sound like a Zelda quest. That sounds a little bit more like something that Mario does. I don't think you can play this game online anymore, but it does support local play, and you only need one copy of the game, which is nice. Yeah, I actually was lucky enough to play locally. Oh, one thing I'd like to mention about online play. When I played this game online, I experienced constant lag, and honestly, I could not play any more online matches after that because the lag was just so bad. Yeah. So if you're gonna play, yeah. So if you're gonna play it now, well, play it locally, and that's probably the only way you'll be able to play multiplayer nowadays. I actually did have fun playing with my sister and cousin. Yeah, I think there's one part where I picked up my cousin and tossed her over to my sister, and we start playing catch with her like a ball, and she presses the emote, no! Okay, that's actually the most fun I had with Triforce Heroes. Yeah, but the game itself is just not that fun to play, especially alone. Um, okay, well that does it for the bad category. Now let's go to the mech category. Let's see here. Yeah, Four Swords. There was nothing really wrong with Four Swords. It's just not a full Zelda game. That's why I'm only putting it in the mech category. It's just a mini game, pretty much. Oh yeah, by the way, on the DSi and 3DS, there was also the Anniversary Edition, which added in more levels. Unfortunately, I haven't really experienced the full multiplayer experience. Well, okay, yeah, I did experience the base levels when emulating this game, but I was never able to do the Anniversary Edition levels in multiplayer. Oh yeah, the Anniversary Edition is also single player, which is nice. Nice. Problem is, if you want the Anniversary Edition nowadays, you're probably going to have to hack your 3DS because there's not really any way to get it legit now. Okay. Oh yeah, Spirit Tracks. I actually like this game better than Fountain Hourglass. Now it still has the DS touchpad controls, which suck. But the thing is, well, it has more pleasant scenery for one thing. Yeah, I am tired of looking at constant oceans. Yeah, at least in Spirit Tracks, there's actually more stuff to look at. Well, there's still an ocean section, unfortunately, but for the most part, you're actually looking at something else besides ocean. I also like the characters. Yeah, I like how Bird has this big metal arm, and he also goes through a redemption arc. Phantom Zelda as your companion. Probably like one of the best companions on your quest. Oh, and the Tower of Spirits. It's basically a better Temple of the Ocean King. No time limit, which is a huge plus, and you don't have to go through the same floors over and over. Now, yeah, you may want to go through some floors you already went to get certain treasures. But fortunately, that's entirely optional. The game is not forcing you to do this, which is also a plus. And like Phantom Hourglass, there is also a D-pad mod available. The problem with Spirit Tracks, though, is that it does have an anti-piracy measure that removes the train controls. Oh yeah, you kind of need that, don't you? Yeah. Okay, well, in order to bypass the anti-piracy, here's what you need to do. Well, if you're playing on an R4 card, there should be a cheat list, and one of the things on the cheat list is like an AP fix. Make sure that's checked. You could also just play through Twilight Menu, like I did, and I think that also bypasses the anti-piracy. Yeah, the anti-piracy patch will not work with the D-pad mod, so don't even bother trying. Another problem with Spirit Tracks is that it's also kind of linear, as if it's on a track, both literally and figuratively. How ironic. The fast travel system also sucks. Yeah, now in Phantom Hourglass, you can easily warp around the map by like drawing a symbol on this. I think it's like on a frog slate or something like that, and it will take you there. But unfortunately, the fast travel in Spirit Tracks is not entirely reliable. Well, first you have to find one of these wormhole things. I forget what they're called. There's like these little wormhole paths you can go through that takes you across the map. Problem is, it doesn't take you just anywhere. Yeah, the wormhole paths are only connected to certain parts of the map, so they're more of shortcuts rather than actual warp point. Yeah, it would have been nice if you went one into. You know, I think what they should have done is when you go through a wormhole, it should warp you to any place that you've unlocked on the map. But unfortunately, it does not work like that. It acts more of a shortcut rather than being just a ordinary warp point. And it's not always reliable either, so it still takes forever to travel everywhere. And yeah, the fast travel system in that game sucks. What else? Age of Calamity. I put in this in the mech category. Yeah, this game really wore out its welcome. Yeah, I mean, I kind of had fun at first, and it is nice to see Purah talk. Purah looked better in Tears of the Kingdom, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I found myself forcing myself to finish this game. Yeah, this game really wore out its welcome, and I was tired of playing it, and I had to force myself. One of the levels also had a confusing layout. Yeah, the thing about the Dynasty Warrior games, it's mostly on a flat level surface where you run from one area to another. However, they decided to add verticality to some of the stages, and that actually made it very confusing to explore some areas. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors is not meant to have verticality in it. Oh, it's also... Okay, one of the things I did find interesting is the fact that Koga was apparently around 100 years ago. I did not realize this character was that old. In fact, he was already an adult by the time the events of Age of Calamity took place. Yeah. So I assume that maybe he's, I don't know, like around 18 years old? Well, he might actually be older than that because we see that Suga joins the Yiga clan as a kid, and he's probably been there for a few years, so... And Koga already appeared to be an adult then. Yeah, so I think by the events of Breath of the Wild, Koga's like 126 years. And if Tears of the Kingdom took place 6 years after that, then it'd be 132 years old. Damn, Koga is old and he can still fight pretty well. Yes, Cadence of Hyrule. Where is that? Yeah, Cadence of Hyrule also goes in the mech category. Yeah, I do not like the rhythm mechanic. It made the game very difficult to play. Now, fortunately, you can actually play the rhythm. You can actually turn the rhythm thing off and move normally, which definitely makes the game more tolerable to play. Yeah. The best thing I can say about this game is, well, the music. The game has awesome music, but I cannot handle the rhythm mechanic. Yeah, and I have no intention of playing the game, I think there's another game similar to Cadence of Hyrule, which is basically a prequel. Yeah, I have no intention of playing that game since I didn't like the base game to begin with. Okay. Well, that's all for the mech category. And as for the mid-tier... Yeah, Ocarina of Time, mid-tier.
What the fuck am I doing with my life? I am harshly criticizing Ocarina of Time on the internet. I'm gonna get crucified!
Don't diss Ocarina on the internet!
For what?
Ugh, I'm definitely gonna piss people off with this one. Yeah, look, even though this game is like one of the most iconic Zelda games, I just think that other Zelda games just did it better. I do like it better than Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII just aged poorly and looks awful. And while Ocarina didn't necessarily age the best either, it at least looks better than Final Fantasy VII. So, yeah. Let's see. Four Swords Adventure is also in the DC category. Yeah, if you're gonna play a multiplayer Zelda game, Four Swords Adventure is the best one to play. Yeah, and you can even play single player, and the single player is actually kind of fun to play as well. It does kind of suck though that it's confined to the GameCube and it's not on NSO, and it's not that I've heard of, which is a real shame. And yes, it is possible to emulate multiplayer in this game. I was able to do it myself and had a great time. So there's that. Okay. What else is there? Ah, yes, Echoes of Wisdom. Yeah, I did not like the echo mechanic of this game. Yeah, the echo mechanic is kind of cumbersome, and honestly, I honestly prefer using a weapon. I don't like having to rely on echoes to fight. Yeah, I just wasn't a big fan of this game. I've also heard people mention performance issues, although I'm not that sensitive to performance, so there's that. Let's see here. Okay, Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, I do like characters like Linkle. You know, it'd be nice if we had a game with a female Link, with a female Link in it. I don't know why we haven't had an actual Linkle game yet. Oh, and Sia is also one of the sexiest villains. Yeah, I love how she shows off her boobs and all that. I also remember this comic where Link and the crew go to Sia's place, and he sees all this, and he sees her fangirl room, and Link is like, nope, nope, and Lana is basically like, ah. Well, considering the fact that Lana is the other half of Sia, it makes sense why she would adore Sia's fangirl room. Oh yeah, Tingle's Rosy Ruby. You know, I actually have the actual, I have the actual case for this game. Yeah, I have the game case for it. I have no idea where it is. Yeah, and I don't feel like looking for it. Yeah, I think I got this game off of someone from France. Oh, and this game does come in 5 languages, so, and fortunately one of the languages it supports is English, so I was able to play it that way. I heard someone say that if you're playing it and expecting it to be like a Zelda game, you'll be disappointed. Well, what do you mean? It is similar to Zelda. I mean, you go on an adventure, you pick up rupees, you fight bosses, collect the MacGuffin, save the damsel in distress, kill the bad guy, save the world. Well, kind of. Yeah, just like a Zelda game. Well, okay, I mean, it does have some things similar to Zelda games, but it's not like a full-on Zelda game. I also remember one of the bosses being rage-inducing. Yeah, that made me want to pull my hair out. I was also not a huge fan of the bartering system. Yeah, I needed to take out a god. Yeah, the bartering system, you want to make as much money as you can and spend as less money as possible. The problem with the bartering system, you have no idea how much you should spend or how much money you should ask for. Yeah, I needed a guide just to figure that out, which was kind of annoying. Okay, that does it for team. That does it for the mid tier. Triforce of the Gods. That's what I call this game. Yeah, this is basically the iconic 2D game. Yeah, it took, and this is the first game where Zelda actually started to get good. Yeah, it took the original NES Zelda games and cranked it up to 11. Yeah. If there was anything I didn't like about this game, well, it's the Link sprite. The Link sprite just looks weird. But luckily, this game is easily moddable, and you can actually mod it with a better looking Link sprite. Well, I have modded the game with the Minish Cap Link sprite before. Although that sprite does look a little bit out of place in that world, so there are better Link sprites you could use instead. Yeah, the original American title, Link to the Past, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, as far as I know, there is no time travel in this game. I think initially I may have thought so. Yeah, I remember Kikrika Village mentioning a hideout. A place that used to be a hideout for a gang of thieves, and they mentioned that the leader is Blind the Thief. Well, I mean, you do encounter Blind the Thief in the Golden Land. Yeah, so I kind of thought that you went back to the past there, although I don't think that's the case. I think Blind just ended up in the golden world at some point. Don't know how old Blind is though. I mean, wouldn't Blind be very old? Whatever. I do like the dual world gimmick and uncovering this game's secrets, like the Chris Houlihan room, which is actually designed to be a failsafe room. Oh yeah, and Chris Houlihan is apparently a real person. Yeah, for a while we didn't really know the truth, but there is evidence to suggest that that person is indeed real. So there's that. Okay, I'll just put Link's Awakening and its remake up there. Yeah, I mean, for the first handheld title, it's actually pretty good. Okay, I do like the Switch version, although the original version is lacking the photograph mouse, which is a real shame. I like the photograph mouse, and I liked it when he took a picture of Marin, and Marin is like saying, "Look over there! Yeah!" Oh, I also like the Peach photo. Well, I mean, the remake had a Peach photo as well, but the Peach photo looks kind of generic looking, and well, it is kind of cool how there's like a hoof print on the Peach photo in the Switch version, but I think the original one looks a little bit better. I also like the dungeon designs in that game, and while it's not quite as good as Ages and Seasons, it's still good. And I also love the fact that when you go in front of the Windfish egg, you can actually play the Ballad of the Windfish at any time, even if you don't have all the instruments, and you actually get to hear what the song sounds like with a different number of instruments, which is nice. Oh, I also love the German design of Marin. Yeah, the Germans have a pretty clever design for Marin. I guess she has, I don't know, I guess a more primal look or something like that. I don't even know if that's the correct term for it. And come to think of it, I think the German art style is kind of similar to some of the older Zelda games, I believe. So that's interesting. Okay. And, Wind Waker, 7 out of 10. Too much water. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Although, to be fair, that is actually a pretty legit argument to make. I mean, you're going to spend a lot of time sailing around sea. Now, the HD version, it's better because, well, you can sail faster, and you can get the sail after beating the dungeon in Dragon Roost Island. Yeah, once you finish Dragon Roost Island, just go back to Windfall. It is kind of annoying, though, that the King of the Red Lions tells you to change the wind direction to south before you can go on him. But once you go on your boat, you can just change the wind back and go straight back to Windfall Island, get the sail, and then continue your adventure. Oh yeah, I think when this game first came out, people didn't really like the art style. They found it too childish looking. To be fair, this did come out in a time where games were getting more edgy and dark and stuff, and well, it also didn't help that they showed a more realistic Zelda game in the Space World demo. Yeah, at the time I didn't really care. I wasn't exactly playing a whole lot of those edgy games, and I'm not one of those kids that played GTA 3 either. Here's the thing though, even despite what you may think about the art style actually aged well. It aged well than most games at the time. I also like the fact that the Zelda characters are expressive, and the dungeons are quite fun too, so there's that. Ah yeah, Minish Cap. The last sprite-based Zelda game. Which is a shame. I really hope they go back to the sprite style, although I don't really see that happening. Yeah, I actually did a playthrough of this game just to spread awareness of this game. It does seem like that more and more people are trying out this game, which is nice. Yeah, I don't think this game really sold that well for some reason. Could be due to the fact that it came out at the end of the Game Boy Advance's life. That could have been a reason. Yeah, the sprite work for this Zelda game also looks very good. However, it does have its flaws. Basically, some of the side quests, yeah, like the figurine side quest, that quest sucks so much. I am never doing that side quest again. Yeah, there's like a whole video mentioning how much that figurine side quest sucks. Yeah, and as for the mirror shield, Well, the Mirror Shield is completely useless in this game. By the time you get it, the game is already over. Yeah. Really? I just get a Mirror Shield as a trophy? Well, yeah, you could use it, I guess, but there's no point in using it once the game is practically over. Ah, Twilight Princess. Yeah, now, I was hyped for this Zelda game. Yeah, probably the first Zelda game I was actually hyped for. And it's better than Ocarina. Yeah, it reminded me of Ocarina, but, well, only better. I also like the fact that Twilight Princess Link has chain armor. And, well, it's the dark, edgy Zelda game we've always wanted. Well, yeah, I think it sold like around twice as many copies as Wind Waker did, or around that much. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get the Wii version because my parents would not give me a Wii. Ugh, that still pisses me off. I really hate the fact that the GameCube version and Wii didn't come out on the same day. I think the reason why they released the Wii version first is because they want to boost the Wii sales. Oh, please, Nintendo, you didn't have to do that. You were going to make games like Mario Galaxy and Super Smash Brothers and all that. I'm sure that will help you sell the Wii. You didn't have to delay Twilight Princess on the GameCube just for that. The GameCube version is a little bit better than the Wii version. For one thing, it's in the proper format. It was also designed for that console, and it removed game-breaking bugs like the cannon glitch. Yeah, so, yeah, I think it was better optimized for the GameCube anyway, but I still hated the fact that the GameCube version was delayed compared to the Wii. Controls were better on the GameCube as well, so that's another good thing. I also like the fact that Link is basically a werewolf, and I also like how he screams when he transforms. Oh, and also, Minna is best girl. She's so cute. Oh yeah, Link Between Worlds. Where is it? Oh. Okay, this title makes a little bit more sense because you are going between worlds. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense than the title Link to the Past. Now, I was initially mad at how similar it is to Triforce of the Gods. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with the world, you're more familiar with the secrets. Like, if you go under the bridge, there's a bottle there, and that's still true with Link Between Worlds. Okay, but despite how I wasn't happy about the new world, I mean, yeah, the game is fun, and I guess the dungeons were unique enough to be a little bit different. I also like characters like Rosso, who looks like a Goron Hylian hybrid, and, well, he might be a hybrid of a Goron and a Hylian. He also has the Goron emblem. Interesting. I didn't know Gorons and Hylians could procreate. Well, that's just a theory, but yeah, I actually think that Rosso is a Goron Hylian hybrid. Oh, and there's also the character Yuga, who looks like the creepy love child of Ganon and Girahim. Oh god, that is a disturbing thing to think of. Oh, there is a problem with Link Between Worlds. Yeah, and that's basically the Street Pass challenges. If you manage to complete all the Street Pass challenges, you can actually get into a one-on-one battle with Gramps, which is nice. The problem is, it's actually pretty hard to get Street Pass challenges nowadays. Yeah, I mean, people aren't really carrying around their 3DS anymore, which is a downside. Oh, I believe there are bots in Link Between Worlds. I think the Shadow Links do spawn every few hours, but that is such a slow rate. Yeah, I mean, I literally have to hack my game just to have Street Pass challenges. Yeah, I literally needed to hack the game for the Street Pass challenges. Yeah, because trying to get the Street Pass challenges is way too slow to do legit. So, yeah, that's another downside. Oh, did I get everything? I don't know. Oh yeah, Balloon Trip of Love. I needed an R4 card to play this. Yeah, the game's only in Japanese, but fortunately people have made an English patch for it. Yeah, it's basically a point-and-click game, and it actually rivals the best Telltale games. Oh yeah, like Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead, those are pretty good games. Yeah, well, this game rivals that, and heck, it might even surpass those two. The girl that I ended up with is Iona. I think Iona is the cutest female character in that game. Oh yeah, I also like how the Scarecrow is named Kakashi. Oh my god, he has the Sharingan eye! Oh, anyway. Well, I also like how the Tin Man is a Tin Woman. Well, she's not just a person made of tin, though. She's more of a robot. I actually like her design. It's kind of cool as well. Yeah, and I actually do like Balloon Tripper of Love more than Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land, as you can tell by the tier list. Oh yeah, we're getting on to the best Zelda games. Majora's Mask. Yeah, I mean, this just has the best story. So much better than Ocarina of Time. Wait a minute, the Angry Video Game Nerd made a video of this. What the hell, this is a good game.
Man, that's depressing. This is a depressing game. I like it.
Oh, he likes the game. Well, okay then. No complaints about that. Yeah, in this game, I actually care about the characters. Yeah, the world is doomed, and you're the only one who could stop it. And I actually care about the characters. And on this box, it says, "The world will end in 3 days. Can you stop the apocalypse in time?" Yeah, there's actually real stakes here. Yeah, most Zelda games, the boss will just patiently wait for you to come and kill it. But in Majora's Mask, well, the antagonist is trying to destroy the world before you get a chance to stop him. Yeah, most Zelda games don't do that. I also love the transformation masks. It's so much fun trying out different races and all that. And even though the 3DS version does have its share of problems, I actually like some of the changes in that game. Yeah, I do like swinging Twin Mold around in circles and breaking its fucking neck. Okay. Yes, Ages and Seasons. I like how they lump them up in one game. Well, yeah, because this game is just one big adventure. I mean, that's so cool. We never had I don't think we really had games like this, where 2 games are part of one big adventure. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter which one you play first. You can either play Ages first or play Seasons first, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter which order you play them in. And this is in Oracle of Ages. It was actually my first Zelda game. Yeah, I saw my friend playing this game, and I wanted to play it too. Yeah, I might have started the Zelda series a little later than I probably should have had. Yeah, to be honest, I probably could have played Zelda in the 90s, but for whatever reason I didn't. Well, better late than never, I guess. Yeah, this game really needs a remake. I don't know why this game hasn't gotten remade yet. And I feel like this game lacks recognition as well. I really hope more people get a chance to play it. Well, I think it is on NSO, although it was on the 3DS as well. I also like the ring mechanic. Yeah, there's rings that can alter your attack power, your defense. Well, that's not the only rings that are available. There's all sorts of rings, and it's fun to experiment with them. I also like the time traveling gimmick in Oracle of Ages. In fact, your actions actually affect the future. Yeah, I mean, even though there's time travel in Ocarina of Time, your actions in the past don't really change the future all that much. Not really, not that I can think of. I also like changing the seasons, and you get to see what the land of Holodrome looks like with different seasons and all that. Okay. As for Skyward Sword, okay, I need to say this. This character is pronounced Fi, not Fee. Seriously, so many people mispronounce her name. Yeah, her name is mentioned in Hyrule Warriors, so yeah. So before you argue how her name is pronounced, just play that game. Her name is pronounced Fi. Skyward Sword also has my favorite antagonist. Yeah, my favorite antagonist is Girahim. He's creepy, fabulous, and apparently gay. Yeah, I like how he invades Link's personal space and tries to lick him and stuff. That's actually pretty silly. I also like the time shift stones. Yeah, that time shift stone mechanic is a lot of fun to play around with. Yeah, that part alone just is a huge game seller for me. Um, I actually had no problem with the motion controls. Yeah, I mean, you can calibrate the motion controls. The game clearly tells you to do this at the start of each play session, so yeah. I had a feeling that people might not be calibrating the controls, but you can do that. Well, now that there's an HD version of Skyward Sword, though, the HD version does offer other ways to play, so you don't have to use motion control. So it's nice that they made the game more accessible. Okay, now we're down to our last two games. Breath of the Wild. Yeah, this is an open world Zelda game. You can go wherever you want. Yeah, I love having the total freedom. Yeah, and seriously, I spent over 100 hours on this game alone. This is like the longest Zelda game I have ever played. Yeah, I felt like I had to do every shrine. I have done every shrine, actually. Also like the art style, too. It has this special blend of cell shading and realistic. I like that style. Oh, and Tears of the Kingdom? Even better! Yeah. Honestly, this is my most favorite Zelda game, actually, Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, I also like the fact that we get to see rehydrated Ganon. That was awesome. Yeah, and no joke, I literally played this game all night. Yeah, seriously, this game was so addictive. I literally played through the night and probably slept all morning once the sun rose. Oh, Ultra Hand was also a lot of fun. I expected people to build crazy builds with it, and, well, they did not disappoint. Yeah, I think some people hated the fact that they get to explore the same world. Well, here's the thing. I wasn't quite as familiar with this world as I was with The Link Between Worlds. Well, mostly because the world's a lot bigger, and I'm not going to remember every single thing. And I think it's also been I don't know, 5 years since I last played Breath of the Wild, so the game wasn't exactly fresh in my mind, so I didn't hate that as much. Oh, and I also like Ganondar's smile. I think this scene is supposed to be serious, but I cannot take that scene seriously with Ganondorf's derpy smile. And yeah, that's my tier list. Oh, yeah, I know there's two other games. Yeah, here's the thing. I never actually played crossbow training, and isn't Tingle's Balloon Fight just a clone of the game? I'm actually surprised that's on the list. But, yeah, that's my tier list. Oh, and if you haven't done a tier list, and if you haven't done a Zelda tier list, yeah, I can't talk. If you haven't done a Zelda tier list yet, you should probably make one. Oh, I also recommend playing a majority of the games before you do it, and also have a decent amount of layers. Yeah, don't do what Austin John did. I think Austin John only had like 3 layers. Yeah, like a layer of which Zelda games are good and which one are bad. I mean, have more than 3 layers. Can I save this? Yeah, I guess that's it. Can I download the image? No, thanks. Yeah, well, I guess that's it. Bye.